Retirement isn't just about money. It's about the way you think. Let's talk about it. I have three mindset shifts that changed the way I think about a retirement and the way it helped me in my process to retire at 55. And I want to share those three with you. First up, moving from survival to strategy. We can get in survival mode in anything, easy, real quick. But moving from survival mode into strategy, having a strategy for retirement, because we all know when it comes to retirement, either you have a job that might have a pension or you don't have a job that has a pension and you waiting for Medicare, not Medicare, let me get together, Kelly. You're waiting for your Social Security. And when you get pension, Social Security, those are a fraction of your paycheck that you actually bring in. So you have to be very strategic and think of a strategy on how you're going to pretty much live, survive, be on a fixed income, whatever that might look like. So you have to be strategic. And that for me is going outside of social norms of having, your pension or your Social Security, because think about what your Social Security is. You probably can't even live off of that. To go outside the box and have a strategy and think about, okay, I got to get me a Roth IRA. I have to get me an HSA. I have to get me a brokerage account. I have to get me something that's going to actually help me in my later years in life on how I'm going to support myself and live. So for me, I had to think about, okay, Kelly, now it's time for you to really uptick on what you're putting into these actual accounts. And we're going to get more into that because I would definitely want to share with you things that I have been doing to make sure that my money is actually growing for me. Because yes, you can have your pension, you can have your Social Security, but you can definitely be doing something on the side so you can have more income coming in. And you can pretty much be living the life that you've been living all along already. So have strategy. Next, going from fear to possibility. As we get into retirement mode and moving into that space where we're not working anymore, now we're in retirement space and the paycheck's not looking the same, and now we're depending on these different little pockets of money. You can kind of get fearful and you can say, oh wow, am I going to have enough? And for those who may have a job where you're working overtime and things like that, can make a little extra money. Now you don't have those things anymore. You can get into fear. We want to move out of fear and we want to move into possibility. And what would that look like for that whole scenario? So I'm going to use me as an example. I'm not going to be fearful of retirement. You guys know I want to retire at 55. What am I going to do to assure that I can retire at 55 and all the possibilities that I can actually see for myself? So for me is to make sure that I have all my accounts in order. And right now, while I am on a income where I'm working and I'm making, money, I can actually put aside a significant amount of money so it can grow for me. If that's having a high yield savings, again, as I mentioned, brokerage account, HSA, Roth IRAs, all the different things, making sure that those things are lined up and I'm putting in money either on a monthly basis, weekly basis, or bi-weekly, however fits for me so I can see my money grow for me. And as you get older, it's never too late to actually save because you just have to do a little bit more aggressively because you want to assure that you have enough money to support yourself in your retirement year so you can live and just be nice and just be good because nobody wants to be tied up in this time of your life. Nobody. I know I don't. So you let me know what you got going on. And also, I'm sitting back thinking you can also work too. Retirement doesn't mean you don't have to work. You may retire from what you were doing before. You may find a whole new line of employment or income, something that can bring you money or something that you might enjoy. I feel like for me, I want to do something that doesn't feel like work. Because if you do something that doesn't feel like work, you're going to want to do it until you can't do it anymore, or just do it to the last days because you want to be comfortable. So take the fear out and you want to move into possibility. Next, moving from waiting to action. Sometimes we sit back and wait. Yes, all the waits. Because we're like, you know what? I'm just going to wait and see what happens. I want to wait and see what happens with retirement. I want to wait and see what happens with Social Security. I want to wait and see. I want to wait and see. I know for me, since I was a little girl, I always heard Social Security won't be around when I get older. I've heard it for other people as well. And people are drawing it out now. I have people that maybe are 5 years older than me, maybe 7 years older than me, and they're drawing out their stuff now. Yes, it might look different because they moving the bar and they making retirement and Social Security pullouts, different age and stuff like that. However, we want to move from the waiting game. We don't want to wait for our HR department to tell us, oh, when we can retire, or wait for our HR department to tell us, oh, what our pension might be, or if we have a 401k with them and they're matching when we can actually pull it out, or what it's going to look like for us. We are moving from the waiting game and we're going into action and we're setting things up for ourselves. And I know easier said than done. I know everybody's situation may be different, but we definitely have to take matters into our own hands when we're looking at our own retirement. When we're trying to make a good life for ourselves, we have to do that. We control our life. We cannot say, oh, I'm putting it up to so-and-so, or I'm going to wait for this and wait for that. No, you have to do that. If you don't set your retirement up nicely, who's going to do it for you? Who's going to do it for you? And if your retirement is not where it needs to be and you have your bills and stuff, like some people say, oh, I have my house, I have this, I have that. Okay, but if your money is not lined up, how are you going to continue to pay for that? You can have your house, you can have your mortgage, you can have your fixed rate, you can have everything what you're going to have. It's going to be the price, whatever it is, right? And then now your retirement, your income is way less. Now what? So me saying this is moving from the waiting game and putting yourself into action. We cannot sit back and wait. We have to actually do. So I want to share those 3 things that I've done to make sure that I'm put in a good position. And I want to make sure you're in a good position as well. So if you have some things that you have done to set yourself up for success in retirement, please share. So not only can I know, everyone else can know, and we all can make sure that we are doing what we're supposed to do in this good retirement age. Okay? I'll catch you in the next one.